The day my boss handed the promotion to a stranger in front of 200 people, I didn't scream. I didn't storm out. I simply walked to my car afterward, started the engine, and felt the quietest rage of my life crystallize into clarity. 6 months earlier, in the fluorescent hum of Precision Dynamics engineering wing, Victor Langford leaned over my cubicle partition with that salesman grin he reserved for big favors. "Lena, the Helix overhaul is make or break for the new orthopedic contract, $250K recurring revenue. Nail it without a single nonconformance, and the senior process manager spot is yours. Locked in. I give you my word." I had just rebuilt my life after a brutal custody battle and relocation to Denver. Stability wasn't a luxury, it was oxygen. So I said yes. Then I disappeared into the project. Weekends vanished. Friends stopped texting because my replies were always swamped. My sister called once at 2 a.m. after I'd been troubleshooting a mismachined titanium batch for 19 straight hours. "You sound like a ghost," she said. I laughed dryly. Ghosts don't hit deadlines. The Helix demanded everything, chasing delinquent heat treat certifications at midnight, rewriting validation protocols when the client moved goalposts, sweet-talking a furious supply chain VP who threatened to pull the entire order. Victor's crisis calls became routine. "Lena, handle it." "No please. No thank you. Just expectation." I handled it. Every time. When the final validation report landed, 0 escapes, on-time delivery, glowing client feedback. Victor called me into the glass conference room. He held the client's praise email like a prop. "Solid execution, team," he announced to the room, then pocketed the message before I could ask for a copy. Later I saw chunks of my risk assessments and recovery plans repurposed under his name in the executive summary. My contribution? A single line in the acknowledgements: "Special thanks to L. Harper for support." I confronted him privately. "That's my work you're presenting as yours." He sighed theatrically. "It's a department win, Lena. Don't make it personal. The promotion discussion is next month. Trust the process." I wanted to trust it. Co-workers whispered encouragement in the break room. "It's your turn," the lead CNC programmer said. "Everyone sees it." I let myself believe. Announcement day arrived. Victor stood at the podium in the all-hands, voice booming. "I'm thrilled to introduce our new senior process manager, Jenna Whitaker." Jenna, hired 8 weeks earlier from a completely different industry, smiled brightly and thanked everyone for the warm welcome, while mispronouncing FMEA as FEMIA. The room went still. A few people glanced my way with tight, apologetic expressions. Victor caught me afterward in the hallway. "Lena, step up and mentor her. She's got potential, but she needs your institutional knowledge." I looked straight through him. "You gave me your word." His jaw twitched. We discussed opportunities. Nothing was carved in stone. "Don't turn this into drama." I returned to my desk. Opened a blank document. 2 sentences. "Effective immediately. Best wishes for the future." Printed. Signed. Delivered. Victor ripped the envelope like it personally offended him. His face cycled through confusion, irritation, naked panic in under 10 seconds. "You're bluffing. You can't leave. The Helix is still in sustainment phase. Jenna doesn't know the first thing about the fixture library or the validation matrix." I tilted my head. "Sounds like a you problem now." He tried guilt, then veiled threats. "No reference. You'll be radioactive to every shop in the Front Range." I walked out anyway. 3 days later the messages started. "Jenna, quick question, where do we keep the gauge R&R templates? A key client, your name is all over our success file. Why are responses taking 3 times longer?" Former colleagues on private chat, chaos. Victor's yelling at shadows. I answered none of them. 2 weeks post-resignation, a recruiter from Apex Forge called. "A major med device OEM recommended you personally. They said you ran a flawless overhaul worth 7 figures. We have a program manager opening. Real decision-making power, no politics. Interested?" The interview felt surreal. The VP asked only one thing that mattered: what environment lets you do your best work? I started at Apex the following month. Number 3 AM emergencies. No stolen credit. Just respect and results. 4 months in, an email from Precision Dynamics compliance officer landed. Audit discrepancies. Inflated metrics. Misattributed improvements. They needed my side. I sent the archives, clean, timestamped, complete. No edits. No commentary. Weeks later the update came quietly. Victor Langford dismissed for falsified reporting. Barred from supervisory roles in manufacturing for 5 years. Jenna demoted to junior analyst with mandatory training. A small card arrived from 3 machinists I'd mentored. You showed us what integrity looks like. Thank you for never folding. I tucked it away and turned back to my current project, a next-gen spinal implant line. My team waited for my input, not my rescue. Walking away hadn't been revenge. It had been mathematics. 1 broken promise minus 1 irreplaceable person equals collapse. And I finally stopped being the variable that held someone else's equation together.